Back again. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Hello again. Those who just joined us, those who are new, how are you? Those who are back again, thank you for joining again. And also, thank you for just joining me here and giving me company. Thank you. So, we're talking about picks, risks and picks. So, as you said, sometimes the market maker will continue the trend and not the market maker will need to continue the trend and not reverse direction. Uh, this is mainly to book this is mainly to book profits, as in to make money, for the market makers to make money, and also for them to trap those traders who would have anticipated correctly where the reversal should have been, and the market maker just reverse and just continue to be in the same trend. And the trend usually, those type of trends usually exceed up to 10 more than 10 days, and just exceeds on and on. So a reset is also known as a peak. It's also a peak. It is also a peak. It represents a new peak formation. It just simply means there's going to be 3 more days of rise or fall in the same previous direction. So the reset being the peak, then we just the same thing. We just start over. There is going to be level 1, level 2, and level 3, and just going whether it's rising or it's falling. However, if no one falls for it, the market makers may reverse after one more level of rise or fall. They may just perform after the peak, after the reset is formed. The market makers may just go into level 1. Then they just see that no trader fell for it. Then, meaning that there is not they will not profit. They will not book profits from continuing in the same trend. So they will just reverse it after the level 1 would also have been formed. So after a reset has been found, 4 or 5 levels might be identified. That is why we use the stop loss. The stop loss is so important, guys, and it is because of the stop loss we, one can be saved. One can be saved from being hit by the market makers, and from having their capital, from having their captures, from having all of their capital taken by the market makers. It is because of the stop loss that you are given another chance to perform and to try out your strategy and to hit back on the market makers and make money. And stop loss is as important. Stop loss is as important. So it is safe to trade. It is safe to trade V bottoms and V tops if you have clearly identified the cycle direction and trap moves. This will keep you out of falls, M's, or V's. So sometimes the market makers will need to continue, just as I was talking about. So there's actually a trick, guys. This is very, very important. This is important, guys. This is the most important part on races, and you need to get this, and you need to stick to the resets. I hope you're all paying attention. The resets happens. The usage usually happens at the 200 EMA on H1 and 800 EMA on M15. Let me repeat myself, you didn't get me there. Reset usually happens on 200 EMA on H1 and 800 EMA on M15. This time you got me. I have confidence that you guys got me. So, using this example here, So first things first, the beginning of the week, there's going to be a peak formation low. After the peak formation low is formed, there is confirmation of the peak formation low by the peak lock. That's going to be done by the 13 and the 50 cross. Then there's going to be the second level that's going to be formed after the 50 and the 200 cross. Then there's going to be a peak formation. Yeah, that's level 3. Then there's going to be reset. Let me draw the boxes for the let me, level 1 right there, level 2 right there, then there's going to be level 3 right here. So as you can see here, formation of level 1 was done, from level 2, level 3 was done. We can see by the spacing between the EMAs, this confirms that this confirms that this is level 3, guys. And you can also see by the peak formation high here. So what then happens? Price then goes on to shift and seems as if it's now going to fall, and it seems now like it's going to fall and continue to drop. It's going to drop to the downside, yeah, into level 1, then continue into level 2 and 3. But then the market makers then decide to form another peak formation, and now that's called the reset. And that's going to happen, that usually happens in the place of the level 1. So so it is on this reset. This is a peak. A reset is a peak. So after the reset is formed, we're going to start counting again levels from level 1 up to level 3 again. So let's do here. So as you can see, there was a 50 13 EMA cross here. Then the then for level 2, where can we get our level 2? So for level 2, as you can see, it is going to around this area, I guess. So since it's on the same level 2 would start from this area here. This is on the same level. This is on the same level, as you can see here. As you can see here, this is on the same level with this. Yeah. So these 2 points are in the same level. So this is level 2. So this means that the market continue to go up into level 3, and then reversed, forming an M, and then went down. So that's what happened. So for resets, we have what's called a confirmed reset and a non-confirmed reset. What does a confirm? Let me put it full screen. I hope you guys can take a screenshot for this. Can everyone get a screenshot for this before we continue going, because it's a really important slide. So then first things first, our peak formation low here, level 1, level 2, then level 3, yeah, the reset. Then we start counting levels going to the upside. So how do we tell that this is a confirmed reset? A confirmed reset is a reset is confirmed only once it breaks above or below the level 3, the high of the level 3. Either the high of the peak formation is either the high of the peak formation on level 3. It can either be peak formation low or peak formation high. So yes. So the break of that high, or the break of that low, it's simply by a reset. For what is being thought to be a reset, uh, that's when we confirm. So we have the EMAs, we have the 200 EMA bounce on the H1 time frame, and the 800 EMA bounce on the 15-minute time frame. So that's the first confirmation. Then the second confirmation is the break above or below the high or the low of the peak formation high or the peak formation low on level 3. So that's another confirmation. Then there's going to be the one, then the other one is going to be the 13 and 15 cross. That simply means the confirmation and the lock in of the peak formation for the reset of the reset. So for a non-confirmed reset, that's the reset, that's one that meets all the other confirmations, but then fail to meet the major one, and that's the one that includes market structure, and that's the one where the the previous high or the previous low of the peak formation high or peak formation low has been broken, would have been broken by the what so-called reset. So when that does not happen, and this simply means that that's not a confirmed reset, and that's not going to be a reset. It's probably just a trap stop band of on the on the stop band of on the level 1. There's a there's an example of a confirmed and an unconfirmed. So there's going to be give me a note here, annotate. So there's a peak formation high from there. Then we're going to count our levels to the downside: level 1, level 2, then level 3 here. So after level 3 has been formed, what do we see? After level 3 has been formed, we can see what do we see here? This is on H1. And what's this? This is this is the confirmation for our reset, and that's the bounce of the 200 EMA on the H1 time frame. As we say, that it's very important, it needs to be taken note of. So we're going to count the levels: level 1, level 2, level 1 around there, around the 15-13 cross. That's another confirmation here. Another confirmation there. That's level 1, then the level 2, then into level 3 here. To level 3 there. So this is a reset right here. How do you see that? There is that. Is that, what's that called? That's a 1350 cross. That resembles a peak lock, and what peak could have been locked here, and that's the reset. That on other brokers there would be pins here to the mail, and that sort of is that also is a bounce of, that's known as the bounce of the 200 EMA on the H1 time frame. Then we went on into our level, counting our levels: level 1, level 2. Same things, guys. Just the same things. Then for the unconfirmed, so as you can see here, after the level 3 here is formed, so because of the 1350 cross here, we're expecting that a reset might be possible and might be formed. So we're expecting for price to continue to the downside, but then what then happens? The price don't break this point. The price don't break this point. Once, what's that point? That's the lowest. That's the low of the P formation low that is not broken by the by something that we are assuming to be a reset, and that then confirms that that's not a reset. That's just level one stop band, yeah. And then it goes on with the structure to the upside. Really simple and beautiful. Really simple and beautiful. So more, let's have more. Peak formation low, level one, level two, level one, level two. Eh, beautiful. Level one, level two, level one, V2. There's a V, there's a V2 there. Then the level three here. There's simply so let me level one, level two, level three. Then for the level three, we're expecting after level three, we're expecting for price to then continue to the downside, but then price does not do that. What does it do? It then just bounces off the 200 EMA and the 800 right here with a beautiful W right here, with a beautiful W right there, and goes on to break the high of the peak formation I formed there, thereby confirming that this is a reset. And also it then goes on to give us the third confirmation for a reset, and that's the 1350 cross there. So we have three confirmations: bounce of the 200 EMA on the H1 time frame, and we have the 1350 cross, which is showing that there is a peak lock. Then there is the confirmation of the reset by the break by the break of the high, by the break above the high of the peak formation high. For this one, we have a peak formation high formed. The price then goes into level one, giving us A1 and A2 there. Then up to level three there. The price after level three has been given, price does not reverse and get into level one and start rising. No, it does not do that. It then goes on to form, then goes on to bounce off the 800 on the H1 time frame, thereby and then locking the peak that would have been formed by the 13 and the 50 cross. Then it then goes on to break the low of the peak formation low, thereby confirming the reset. Then you just start counting the levels as you drop after the peak, as you drop from level one, level three from the peak formation high of the reset there. Let me clear my screen. Okay. Well, our price is going to start in level three. That's where you have opaque, then into level one, into level two, then straight into level three. Then after the price hits level three, it then goes on to form a reset, giving us a beautiful M to the mayo on the H1 time frame. There is the 1350 cross indicating the lock, then there is the break of the low of the previous high of level 3 there. So our reset is formed. We just start counting our levels. Level 1, we now need to count the levels after the reset has been formed. And this is for GU. Yes, we're going to talk about today's trades. Don't worry, really soon we're about to finish. For this one, level 3, level 1, level 2, then level 3. Then for resets, then okay, as the bounce to the mayo. Then it goes on to give us level 1, level 2, and level 3 to the downside. Same things here. Starting from level 3, going to level 1, then go back level 2, then level 3, then we have our reset there with its confirmation. That it is a reset with these 3 confirmation: bounce of the EMA, bounce of the EMA, the peak formation lock, and the and the break of the previous peak formation low or the previous high. Same things here. We start from level 3, getting to level 1, level 2, level 3. Moving on to the next slide. Oh, my slides are finished. So now back into the real price now. So this is, are you guys with me? Can you say something? If you're with me and if you're following, can you say something in chat box? Those who are with me, those who are following before we go, thank you. DJMM following, Ken is following. Oh, beautiful. Gloria, Equasia, Miri, Salmon, okay. Okay, so I've got my confirmation now. Everyone is following. So first things first, when you open the charts, when you open the charts like this for your favorite pay or for a pay that you want to analyze, what you want to do, you want to check on the value of the ADR of the 3 times ADR here. Okay, I'm canceling it. You need to check, yeah, at this corner. I hope you guys can see it. I hope you all can see it. You need to check its value. Then after you check the value of the 3 ADR, you check the value of each ADR. That's 128 there. Then the value for 3 is just, if you can do this automatically in your head, it's fine, but then you have it written for you. So after you take note of them, you're going to go on H4 time frame. I'm going to want you to go on H4. You know them, right? Then you go on H4. What are we looking for on H4? We are looking for what we call a shark fin. On what? On the TDI. That's here. We see here. We have a shark fin here. So this is the second step. Don't get this mixed up. Don't get this mixed up. Let me write it properly. So just like this, yeah. Exactly. Big formation low. So a shark fin on the TDI on H4 on this time frame, on this particular time frame, it just simply shows that peak formation low or peak formation high. A peak is just one of the confirmations for a peak. So after you notice, we notice here, so we sort of like mark it. So I'm going to just use this pen here. We're going to mark this just so we could remember. We could, when trading, actually we use the the empty four rectangles, not these things. So we mark it on H4, we mark our peaks, then that's all that we're looking for. That's all that we're looking for on H4. Then we're going to drop down to H1 now. Okay, the annotations. Okay, I think I should just use this. Let's come back to H4. Let's use this exactly for ordinary. We're going to indicate that the shark fins, it's using these shark fins that we can tell. I hope you're all taking this down, because this is like exquisite, important information. Never get them anyway. Still don't talk about this one. This is, we are now getting into DTMM now. So as you can see, we marked our peak formation high from the previous trend cycle. Then from the cycle that we're currently in, we mark our peak formation low according to the H4. Now we just need to confirm this on H1. Now we drop back to our H1. So as you had marked, this is this box right here, this box in this high is our peak formation high. This was our TDI here. Let's confirm. What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? We have what's called what? Divergence. We have what's called divergence here. Confirmation number 2. Confirmation number 3, as I said, take note of the what? Of the 3 times ADR. That's what we're going to look for to confirm now. So from the highest point of the week, from the previous high to the lowest point of the week to the previous low, as you can see, we have 401. The price moved 401 pips, simply meaning that it exceeded 3 times ADR, simply meaning, also meaning that the peak formation low was formed, the trend cycle was completed, and so we no longer need to draw out levels, to mark out levels on this for this cycle. We now need to mark up levels for this cycle that we're currently in. So overall, I want to show you something. Price is in an uptrend right here, from this point. It's in an uptrend. Then it breaks. Then it's now supposed to get into a downtrend. But then what does it do? It then goes on to break and close above those EMA. So what was this? What's this peak here? The name of this peak. Anyone to tell me what's this? What's this here? Price was supposed to continue falling, but then it didn't fall. It didn't continue to fall. It then started rising and then closed above this EMA, and then now it's just sort of like the peak was formed and it anchored. Now it's sort of like continuing to rise. What happened there? Can someone help me? Reset. Thank you. Yes, this was a reset. There was a reset here. The market makers resetted this trend here. They resetted it. Thank you for noticing. So going back, so we now know that this is a reset. Our peak formation low is a reset. It is, first of all, it is actually a peak formation low. Then secondly, it is a reset. It is a reset. So this is actually a peak formation low. And what then do we go on to see here to confirm that this was a new, the peak was formed? There was a peak lock here using the 13, the cross of the 13 and the cross of the 13 and the 50. You hear me? So there was a peak formation lock here. Then what did we go on to see? after the lock was done. The lock also means that this is what, this is level 1. So for that one person, I don't know if you're still with them or for this live, in this live, in this session. This is actually, I'm sorry about the rain. It's a natural thing. So this is actually level 1 right here. It's level 1. Let me change the color. It's level 1 there. That's actually level 1. So we're expecting more. It could continue to give us level 2, then goes on into level 3, and goes on into level 3, or it might reset. Yeah, anything is possible. We just wait for it for the market makers to do their job, and then we act accordingly, and we do our job. We thank them for their moves, and then we just wait for our patterns to present and we execute. So we're currently, can you mark up the channel? What do you mean, can I mark up the channel? What channel are you talking about? Walton, what channel? What channel are you talking about? This peak, what do you mean this peak? This, you want the screenshot of this? You want me to screenshot this? Yeah, of the chat. Okay, I could do that right now. Oh, it's taking time. It actually freezes the screen. And it's done. So it's copied. There you go. There you go. So we're expecting level 2, 3, then we're just expecting a reset. For those who were asking me on which level, I hope they joined. If they didn't, when you know yourself, when you are now watching it, this is what you asked for. You got it. So for today's trades on GJ, today's trade, the trade that I took for on GJ today, it was from this point here, after the close of this candle here. And then I just went in for 30 pips, then I exited around this area here, pocket method pips. Then for GU, just the same thing, I entered here again and I exited after 30 pips. It was way here, I think. Yeah, it was here, around here. This is the area where I exited. 30 pips pocketed, and it's done. So for tomorrow, we don't know what the market is going to do. It's either it's going to fall, it's going to rise. So that's it for resets, guys. That's it for resets. If you don't understand, if you didn't get it through, you can still rewatch it. These videos are all yours. They will be up on YouTube for you guys to watch and enjoy and share them. So right now, you guys, you're free. You have 2 minutes to ask questions. Can you make it quick, please? Can you make it quick? 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 I'm waiting for you guys to ask questions before this session ends. Yes, of course. We do. We do. Oh, you're asking about a live. I'll look into it. I think we're going to have one tomorrow. Yes, we are going to have a live session tomorrow. There is going to be a live session tomorrow. You're welcome. More questions, guys. More questions. More questions before this meeting. One time, London session. London session. If not London session, then New York session. That's where you. That's where around London, around London open before. Maybe 30 minutes before. Going back to H4 is the last TDI not making. What do you mean? 3 a.m. Oh well, yeah, 3 a.m. I think is best. Isn't it that London session is 3:30 for you? For you in the US. Yeah, so 3 is best. Going back to H4 is D is the last TDI not making a shark fin. This is it on GU? Do you mean GU? Salmon. Do you mean GU? Or you mean on GU? Okay. Which last? Do you mean this one? Salmon I hear. Do you mean this TDI here? Do you mean link to Signal group, please? Oh, it is a paid. Yes, it is a paid. It is a paid group. Is it this TDI? Classes I can read. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's actually mentorship class where you'll be getting more deep stuff than this one. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Someone, can you please assist me here? Is it